Hello guys and welcome. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am Ashley. I'm here to bring you a connection spread. There's been a lot of going on with the energies for both divine masculines and divine feminines, so I just wanted to bring in a spread for you guys to see kind of what's going on with everybody. What's going on with the connection. Sorry guys, I have a lot of decks, so the decks that call to me, sometimes they're a little out of reach. So I'm going to get into both divine masculine and divine feminine energies, kind of what's going on with their emotional, physical, and mental struggles right now, and then some karma, present energies, and then guidance, and then a possible outcome. So let's get into it. For those of you who haven't seen me before, I am an intuitive channeler, so I don't read reversals unless I'm divinely guided to, and I literally have read one divine guidance. That was a reversal, and I kind of take whatever decks call out to me. I have a certain few decks that are go-tos, and then I kind of do whatever calls to me, especially when it comes to guidance. I have a lot of oracle decks versus tarot decks, so I like the oracle cards for guidance a lot. Okay, so we'll get the divine masculine energies here, divine feminine's energies here. And then if you guys see me kind of stopping and starting, it's because I'm looking at my notes. I created about 30 spreads not too long ago, and I can't remember all of them, unfortunately. So until these become second nature for me. But yeah, in the last few weeks I created about 30 spreads or a little bit more. So until they become second nature, it's something that I'll have to do is look at my notes. So the spread actually looks like an infinity sign when it's all out, and I know for the last video that I did for this, I did a picture of it for the thumbnail, and I may do that again, so we'll see, whatever calls to me, really. Let me get a few more guidance cards, just so that you know, for the overall energies for divine feminine and divine masculine. I'm using the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm using the everyday mini tarot for the rest of the energies, and then the guidance I just pulled is the Oracle of the Unicorns by Cordelia Francesca Brabs, and these are the Spirit Oracle cards, or I'm sorry, Conscious Spirit Oracle deck by Kim Dreyer. I'm going to bring in the Moonology card because we just cards by what is her name? By Yasmin Bolins, because we just had the full moon. Guys, I know, especially when I'm having not issues with, but when my divine masculine is having major issues, I know that it's kind of the collective divine masculine having major issues, and because I've been struggling with feeling his energies as well, I just felt called in to help out everybody. So I normally, I have a timetable for videos, but I just felt very called, and when I'm called by divine, it's important that I answer. So I know that divine masculines, you've been struggling a lot lately, especially in the last few days, and leading up to the summer solstice here in a few days. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. These are the Sacred Empowerment deck by the American Academy of Mind Body Healing. I got these off of Etsy. They're not on Amazon, so I always like to mention that. And then I'm just gonna get an outcome card, guys, and then we can get going here. But yeah, I have a lot of I've been having a lot of visions of my divine masculine drowning, and being kind of in an ocean full of his own despair and grief. And no matter how much divine feminines you want to help and do your divine masculine path for them, I completely understand, because I inadvertently, I unconsciously did his journey for him for a long time. I just mentioned this in another video on my Patreon, but my divine masculine is 8 years older than me. So he was awakened when he was a teenager, or like an older teenager, younger 20s. And I was 8 years younger. So I was 12 at the time of my awakening, of my first awakening. We've had many lifetimes together. So we were just that soul connected where we didn't even have to meet each other. We just awoken. And it was kind of the first phase of our awakening, and I was really young. So it threw me, all right, so we got 3 outcome cards. I was really young, and so it threw me for a loop. And then the second time that we did an awakening was 10 years later, and we didn't physically meet, but we saw each other from across the street in Europe. It was kind of one of those, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything is divinely planned, so it was one of those divinely planned things. And so for the past over 20 years, I've been, I did the first half of my awakening unconsciously, and then the second half of my awakening consciously, and both for over 20 years, I've been carrying a lot for him. And he's now consciously waking up, after being unconsciously awoken. And it's been very rough for him, in the last, year and a half from when divine brought, I never thought that I would ever find him again because of the fact that I just saw him from across the street. But it was one of those few memories that is like a photograph in my mind. And divine planned it that way. So when they brought him to me last year around this time, that when I became consciously aware of who he was, instead of just dealing with his energy and him in the 5D, it started his awakening. So it was all divinely planned, but he is having a very rough go of it right now. And I am guided to the knowledge that he's feeling what a lot of divine masculines, whether you're male or female, are feeling in the collective. So I very much felt pulled to come on here and talk to you guys about your connection and your energies and give you some guidance in what's going on. So let's get into your energies right now. Ooh, we have the Chariot. Okay, guys, yeah, everything is this awakening is coming fast. We're in kind of a new layer that's coming up for everybody right now. I actually, on my Patreon, I was called to do a weekend energy and not do another, I do daily energies on Patreon, for both the divine masculine and divine feminine. So if that's something that interests you guys, please head over there. I'll have a link down in the description. But I was called this weekend to do readings because of for the weekend, because divine wanted everybody to sit with those energies, because they said something's coming in fast. And with this full moon and the solstice being a few days away, stuff's coming in fast for you guys. And it's easy to be thrown off of balance when things are coming in fast. So divine masculines, have that in the back of your mind that things are gonna move. They're showing me like a bullet train through dimension and realities, and it's kind of like if you guys are into sci-fi, and they have in Star Trek they have the Enterprise warp speed. It's kind of like feeling like it's warp speed right now, and you can't get yourself right. So guys, remember, there's always time for rest and relaxation, and there's always time for balance. You just need to give that to yourself. You can't deny your self-care in this time, because things are really, really fast right now. For divine feminine energies, we have the Nine of Cups. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. Divine feminines, you are satisfied. It's been a kind of hard one for a lot of us divine feminines. I'm a divine feminine, so I understand this completely. But you are sitting there, and you don't have to pay attention to these 9 cups, because you're satisfied in that, knowing that the 10th cup will be placed on that table here pretty quick. So you don't have to worry. This is a very good energy of being balanced and being satisfied in where you're at right now. Let's get into your emotional struggles, divine masculines. Ooh, we have the Death card. Okay. So the Death card, the Devil card. The Devil card is not something to be scared of. It's not that you're possessed or anything. The Devil card is about passion. It's about temptation. It's about following our the desires that are not healthy for us, even though we know better. This is a place of being very out of balance. And this is a place of doing what our ego thinks is best for us, and not what is best for us on a spiritual level. So especially this being in your emotional struggle level emotional struggle sector, this is where that sinking, drowning feeling is coming from. You guys continue to make choices on an emotional level that do not serve your highest good. And with this Chariot energy coming in really, really fast, Divine is trying to bring you awakenings and higher knowledge and wisdom, and kind of like a level up when it comes to your spirituality and in your life. You're not going to be able to receive those if you're in a place of kind of doing the bad things that are for you. The Spirit is reminding me that this is also where where we sit in overindulgence. So those of you who are using substances to deny your spiritual path, to deny your emotional self, to deny your higher self, and deny the things that you know you should be doing for yourself, like the people who overindulge in alcohol, in weed, in other drugs. I'm not here to say what's good and bad for you, but when you're taking these substances, even something like weed, which is a natural substance, you're not connecting your higher self with divine. You're seeing divine from a false connection. Same thing with alcohol. Like I enjoy a drink every now and then, but I don't drink. Like I maybe drink 2 or 3 times a year, like, and I do a glass of wine or something, because whatever connection I have with like that higher version of me, that self-confident version of me, it's not a true connection. And I found that out very young. I realized that very young. I've never been a person that drank, because I realized that, hey, yeah, I like who I am when I drink, because I'm happier. I put down my walls. I'm more vulnerable. I'm more confident. I'm more my true self than I ever am. But my life has been about working to get to that person in my day-to-day, and not using a substance to be that person. So for you guys who are using substances to either deny or to have that connection, to that false connection to spirit, or that false connection to your higher self, Spirit is saying that you've got to stop that. You've got to get out of this devil energy, and you've got to stop denying yourself your true connection to spirit and your true connection to your higher self. I can promise you, by seeing it both, I've been there, I've seen it both ways. I've had that connection with myself with aid of these substances, and I've had that connection to my higher self and divine, including now, away from these substances in a pure form. And I can tell you that it feels better, it's healthier for you, and it's just a more fantastic place to be in when you're not relying on these substances to connect yourself to divine, or to deny yourself the emotions that you need to get through. Because here's the thing, when you're done with these substances, those emotions are still there. And if you're not doing your healing work and denying yourself and taking these substances instead, you still have the same problems at the end of the day. So when that high wears off, when that buzz wears off, you still have the same issues, guys. So it's definitely not something that I've ever personally felt is worth it. Your physical struggles or struggles in physicality is the Ace of Cups. This is, no surprise, this is another card of emotion, but it's the Ace of Cups is also considered like the Holy Grail. Excuse me. It's considered the Holy Grail. It's like the best gift in tarot. This for me very much is you guys are very much struggling with your emotions and with bringing yourself into a place of healing and a place of balance where you can receive these gifts from the universe. I mean, I love the way that the Everyday Tarot depicts this, because look at that beautiful bird putting a coin into the cup, and even though the cup is even though cups symbolize emotion, this cup is overflowing. So this cup is so abundant that the person who receives the gift, receives the cup, can give to other people. And this is the state that we all want to be in. This is the state that we're all trying to get in, is to have our cup so overflowing that we are taken care of by ourselves, but we can take care of other people as well. And this is something that you're struggling with. You're denying yourself that gift from the universe, from divine, from God, however you want to describe it, because you guys are not dealing with your emotions. And instead of dealing with this cup and rising above the ocean that's below here, you're drowning in that ocean of emotion, as they say, but you're drowning in it. And here's the thing, guys, I went through this with my divine masculine a few days ago. I had a vision of him drowning, so I went into his ocean of emotion and I helped him come to the surface. And I basically told him that this is your choice. You can drown in these emotions, or you can rise above them. You can heal them. You can acknowledge them. You can see what they're trying to tell you. But the choice is yours. I can't hold you up here forever. I can't do your journey for you. And guys, I think that a lot of people, because a lot of twin flame soulmate connections, and just soul connections in general, however you want to describe it, it's always very concerned about, am I going to be in union or not? I feel like the basis of this journey and why we have these soul connections is being lost. It is not coming the point of this is to not come into union with your twin flame, with your soulmate, with your soul partner. And I know I'm going to trigger a lot of people saying this. I can feel it in my heart chakra. Some of you guys are like, your walls are going up right now. But that's not the point of this journey. The point of this journey is for you to heal yourself and come into completion with yourself. Period. Done with. If we become into union with that other partner of ours who is complete within themselves as well, that is icing on top of the cake of life. And it's going to be a fantastic connection. It's still going to have its struggles. It's still going to have its arguments. It's still going to have its issues. We're all human. Nobody's perfect. But the point of this journey is for you to be triggered by the other person so that you can come in completion with yourself. So here's the thing, guys. Your twin flame can't do it for you. You can't do it for your twin flame or your soulmate. So divine masculines, you need to be doing your work for yourself. So no matter how much I can show my divine masculine that he has power in when we're in that 5D connection, if he doesn't bring it down into physicality, there's nothing I can do for him, except for keep on showing him again and again that he has the power to do so in his life. And again, it's not about you guys coming into union. I personally have a divine masculine who is with a partner, so it doesn't look like I'm ever going to be coming into a physical union with him in the 3D. And for me, even though it's heartbreaking, because I have so much love and desire and passion for him, and I know that he has the same for me, even though it's a bit heartbreaking for me, not a bit, it's very heartbreaking. It's something that I understand in this journey that this is not about me being with him. This is about us becoming complete people with each other, either through triggering each other or helping each other in a way that empowers each other and doesn't do things for them. And I feel like, especially with a lot of divine masculines waking up right now, the messages of this journey is kind of getting convoluted into it's all about union. And I feel like there's a majority of you, I want to say 60 to 70, who are already in relationships with people that are not your twin flame, your soul connection, or your soulmate, or whoever you're thinking about. And here's the thing, guys, again, it's not about coming into union. If that happens, that is just the icing on top of your cake. That is the ice cream with your pie. It's the extra thing that's gonna, it's going to be a great thing and a great connection for you. But the point of this journey and the point of your counterpart, your twin flame, your soulmate, is to trigger you into more and more healing so that you can rise above that, raise your vibration and raise the vibration of this earth. But again, you need to, instead of struggling with this Ace of Cups, you need to release resistance and start going into those healing journeys that everybody is meant to go into. If you guys are not seeing your divine feminine in these healing journeys, it's because a lot of us have gone through it already. As I said, like, I've been on this journey for 20 plus years, being conscious for over half of it. And that's over 10 plus years. I've done a lot of like getting those shadows out and working towards this. And it happened that way so that one of us can help the other. But, at the end of the day, guys, divine masculines, you need to do this for yourself. So, please, especially with all the energies that are going on right now, please take a look inside into those deep, dark caves. Ask for support if you need it. Your guides are always there. The universe is always there to have your back. If you have a divine feminine who you do not cross boundaries with and who is healthy enough to support you, that's fantastic. But again, don't expect them and don't shove things on them for them to do it for you. My divine masculine inadvertently did that for many, many years. Now he's dealing with all these things that he hasn't dealt with before, or hasn't had to deal with before, and it's extremely hard for him, but I will not take that back, because if I take that back, it's doing a detriment to both of us. For your mental struggles, we have the Nine of Swords. This is card of nightmares. This is card of burden. This is card of extreme mental struggles going on, and you have it in your mental struggle sector. So this is, again, guys, this is you denying yourself, and all of these cards are closely associated. So you guys you have this coming in. All these good energies coming in, but you keep on overindulging in things that are not healthy for you, denying yourself the truth of the situation and sitting in that devil energy. You're struggling with taking these gifts that divine is trying to give you to help you heal yourself, not have somebody else do it for you, not have your guides do it for you, doing it yourself. You're struggling with doing it yourself, and because of all that, it is 100% weighing on you. You are losing sleep at night. You're not in a good mental or emotional state, and this is why I'm getting these visions that you guys are having a hard time and struggling with this. It's because you're denying your healing journey and because you want other people to do it for you. I totally get that. It is hard. It is a rough road. But guys, if we sit in victimhood, then we are never going to be able to move forward. We are never going to be able to embody this Chariot energy. Because here's the thing. Divine is coming in for you whether you like it or not. So are you going to grab the gift this time around? Or are you going to sit in these really dark, depressing 2D energies? Or are you going to break free? Are you going to break free from that surface of that ocean of emotion and take the gift that divine is trying to come in and give you here pretty quick? I'm going to do a different, I always do a separate card from karma, because karma doesn't always have to be bad. There's good karma and also, but divine masculines, let's look at your karma energy. Oh yeah. So we have both the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords coming in for you. You guys feel backstabbed. You feel like you can't go on anymore. You guys feel like you're at the end of it, and you feel like this is where you're gonna stay forever. I feel like you guys feel like not only like just utterly destroyed, but like you're being like those swords are like deep within the ground and you can't move from it. But guys, you got to remember this sun right here. This is the start of a new day. So take all of these burdens. The divine is saying that you're at the end of this burdenous journey, if you choose to be. That's what the Chariot is trying to bring in for you, is this new beginning. And you guys can look and decide that I'm pinned down, I'm not going to move from this place, I'm just going to stay in grief and pain and fear forever and victimhood forever. Or you can look at that bright new sunny day and go towards it and decide that you're going to choose to have a different path now. Now that that sun is coming out for you, you're going to have a different path. It is your choice, divine masculines. Again, it is 100% up to what you want to do in life. We all have freedom of choice. As I've mentioned before, I have a divine masculine who's in a relationship with somebody, and it's fine. His freedom of choice is to stay with her. And even though, like, as a twin flame, it's heartbreaking, that is something that both of us have to go through. It's something that both of us, you know, he has free will. And I have free will to either sit in that depressive energy, or I have free will to go live my life and decide that I have the power to change the way I think and the way I feel about my life. Because I can sit and be like, oh my god, like things aren't working out for me, he's never going to be with me, he's always going to choose, you know, somebody else over me. Or I can be like, you know what, I'm happy that he's in a place in his life where he can have love and he can have emotional stability and he can have the things he wants, and that's fantastic. I'm gonna go get the things I want. So again, this journey is not necessarily about union with a person, it's about you coming into completion with yourself. So within that divine masculine, divine feminine within yourself, that yin and yang within you. So this is your present energies again, guys. This is just clarifying the Chariot. So the 8 of Wands is about fast-moving energy coming in. So this is your present energies going on. So your overall and your present energies, things are coming in fast. So this is not only like a bullet train or a warp speed ship through the universe. This is like double time warp speed shift through the universe. I just have to say this is funny because I just was reading a meme about tarot readers, where it was where this lady got the Chariot as her energy, and she's like, all right, universe, let's clarify this. And she got the eight of Wands, and the answer to that is WTF tarot, because they're pretty much the same card, except for the Chariot is a very positive energy coming in, and this could be positive or negative. So yeah, I mean, it's divine. I love it when divine clarifies with almost the same energies. The only thing that would have been better is the Chariot. But guys, here's the thing. Things are coming in for you fast. So again, are you going to sink into this ocean, to the bottom of this ocean, and let you know, things overwhelm you? Or are you going to break free from that, heal yourself, and come and get what divine is trying to give to you in a place of positivity and love? Let's get into your guidance cards, guys. First, we have awareness. So we have live life in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, look for signs and guidance. Ooh, we have embrace change. This is a good one, guys, especially because a lot of these cards are asking you to change from the place that you're at into a new place. I move easily and confidently through the changes of my life. Again, guys, this is a card of, you know, sometimes our ego wants to keep us in the comfort zone, and the comfort zone is misery and despair. And you know what? You don't have to stay there, guys. These gifts that Divine are trying to bring in for you, this completion that Divine is trying to get you to the point of, is going to trigger your ego into that fight or flight and, oh my god, I gotta protect myself. So your ego is gonna kick up. As long as you're aware of it, you can better deal with it. So when you're not aware of like, oh, these thoughts are coming from my ego, it's really easy to be like, God, this is my reality, and this is hard, and this is grief, and this is painful. But when we know that it's our ego is trying to hijack us, it's easier to be like, no, ego, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but this is something that we can do to better ourselves in our lives. So I really like that idea that the Buddha came in of, you know, true happiness and health comes from, you know, when your ego knocks on your door, you open it up. Instead of being at war with your ego, you can open up your door and greet your ego like an old friend. It's not an easy thing, nor is it a thing that comes like that, but it's something that is worth doing. Your ego is there to keep you safe. So when you your ego comes in and you just have a battle with it, you're still engaging with the ego. I've been a caregiver for many years, so it's one of those ideas that even if you give like negative attention, you're still giving attention. So even if you're giving negative attention to your ego, you're still giving your power over to your ego. So just greet it like an old friend. Tell it that you're going to agree to disagree, and that you're going to continue to go and do these things that are keeping you happy and healthy. We have the North Node, step out of your comfort zone. I didn't even see this card before I started talking about the ego and comfort zones. Guys, we can't stay in our comfort zone because the ego, they keep us there even when the comfort zone is grief and pain and fear, because that's what the ego can control, and it's the pattern that it knows. So just because it's uncomfortable does not mean that it's not a comfort zone. So it's something that I've learned deeply in my life, that chaos is not a good comfort zone to be in. Move out of that chaos, move out of that emotional turmoil, move out of that victimhood and grief, guys. I know you can do it, which is why I came onto this channel and wanted to do this video for you guys. You guys are amazing, divine masculine beings, and you guys have the power to achieve this, but it is your choice to do so. The empowerment card is, I do not need to have all of the answers. My heart knows the way. Guys, you don't need to sit in your mental mind and your ego mind. Go into your heart and trust divine, trust your higher self. Remember that all these divine beings are you, and you are all these divine beings that are guiding you. So you are guiding yourself in these circumstances. Nobody but it's not like it's something completely detached from you that is coming in trying to give you guidance. It is you guiding yourself. All right, guys, on to the divine feminines. So divine feminines, emotional struggles this right now are the lovers. Yeah, yep. This is the Two of Cups, not the lovers card, but this is very much a card of the lovers because it's the Two of Cups. So, I really feel like the only difference between this is that this and the lovers, is this card is more emotional than the other one. So yeah, divine feminines, we're definitely having issues with, our divine masculine counterpart and our feelings with that. I know that I've been very emotionally up and down when it's coming to my divine masculine. I want to come in and help him. I want to do it for him. I want him to be in union with me. None of these things will bring us happiness right here and now. So it's about being patient. It's about letting him or her, letting your divine masculine, whether it's a him or her, do their own journey and being patient while they're walking their journey. And if you guys, again, if you come into union, that is icing on the cake of life. If you don't, that, you know, it's about, this journey is about completion within yourself. So it's about deciding to still be happy while these other things are going on and while things don't look perfect to you and in your life and your emotions. Again, remember that perfection comes out of the ego. And this journey is not about being perfect. This journey is about coming into completion with yourself within your divine masculine and divine feminine, as well as being authentic and being vulnerable, and giving your love to, giving your power to yourself and giving your love to yourself and to other people. Your physical struggles is the Ace of Pentacles. I can very much attest to this. Sometimes, guys, we have struggles with bringing in abundance, and this comes from this card. When we are not in union with our counterpart, or divine masculine counterpart, we can get into that thinking of, what is wrong with me? Nothing's ever going to happen for me. Things are going to not work out. So, just because this union's not going to work out for me, everything's not going to work out for me. I'm so flawed that life in general just is not going to work out for me. And that is not true. Spirit is saying that these are triggers that need to be healed. And this is one of the things that your divine masculine does for you, is they trigger you to a space of healing and understanding that you are not lacking in yourself at all. You are enough for this world and for the desires and manifestations that you want to bring into this world. You are inherently abundant. We wouldn't be able to have children if we weren't abundant beings. And to take that power back and realize that we're not going to be abundant after we come into union. It is about our completion within ourselves and becoming abundant within ourselves before anything else moves into completion, moves into this kind of 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups card, the 10 of Cups energies. And then we have mental struggles. Ooh, yeah, we have the 7 of Swords. So you see that he has 5 of Swords, and then he's looking back to those 2, being like, oh God, how can I carry those other 2? Like, it's going to be a missed opportunity if I don't. No, don't worry about those 2 swords. Those 2 swords are not meant for you. Take the 5 that you have and move on. Again, that 2 of Swords can be anything from lack mentality, self-worth, low self-worth mentality, low self-care, as well as, having that mentality of, if I don't, like, maybe the 2 of Swords is the 2 swords that you leave behind is this connection. And here's the thing, guys, you all have free will. I have a divine masculine, again, that is choosing to be with somebody else, and that's completely fine. Again, heartbreaking, but I have been able to get into a space where I understand that that is just how some journeys go. Some come into union and are perfect and are great. Some come into union and have struggles, but they get through it. Some come into union, have struggles, they don't get through it. And some connections don't come into union at all. And that is completely fine, because this is our freedom of choice. And I completely understand that. As long as I can get to a point where I am happy and loving my life most of the time, which I pretty much have, and my divine masculine can get into the same situation, which I'm hoping that he will. And one of my greatest gifts is seeing the highest potential in everybody, so I know he one day will. I just know that it's a struggle for him while he's going through it, and a struggle for me to feel him and to watch him and to see him go through it, and not be able to again do it for him, because as divine feminines, we just want to help them, especially for divine feminines who've been on this road for a long time. We want to help our divine masculine get through it, but we can't do that, guys. Not only is that us giving ourselves, our energy, our resources, and everything, like everything that's filling our cup over to somebody who needs to learn how to do that themselves, they are not learning anything from it. It's kind of, they're showing me a scene from the Bible. And I bring this up because Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ were very, very much twin flames. So they're showing me the scene from the Bible where Jesus is on, I think it was Mount Olive, and he is bringing in abundance for everybody. He's teaching to the masses, and he's feeding everybody, and he keeps on this abundance of fish and bread and everything keeps on coming because he was able to understand that it comes from within him and not within, he was in that abundant mentality. He was doing his work for himself and not being in that lack mentality of, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And it goes back to that saying of, feed a fish, or give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. So what Jesus was trying to do is to teach people to be abundant, by being in that space of abundance, and in that space of that knowing that everything is provided for him and that he has the power to do it within himself. And it's the same thing that you have to be in with your divine masculine, so that you can help them heal and grow. So you can show him or her, divine masculine, what abundance is. You can show them what emotional and mental and spiritual stability and abundance is, but you can't keep on doing it for them if you are, and you can't do it for them if you've come to the realization and let go of doing that. You can't jump into it again. Again, no matter how much I love my divine masculine, and I do love him unconditionally, I can't do it for him because he needs to do it for himself. So don't be concerned with the 2 of swords that you were leaving behind. Take the 5 with you and move on. This is your karma. Ooh. I love, guys, I just love it when cards divine is amazing. I can't say anything else. This is your karma, guys. Your karma is being in that stable, divine feminines. Your karma is being in this stable. I know that 10 of Cups is coming. I know everything is fine. I just need to be patient for it. And this is a good patience. You know that 10 of Cups is coming, that rainbow is coming, that completion is coming. I'm so overwhelmed with joy for you guys, divine feminines. This is fantastic. So again, even with the present energies here, as I was saying, like the better would be like the card in the card would be 2 chariots. Like this is the best for your karma and your overall energies right now, guys. You are in that good karma, so stay in there. Staying in there will help your divine masculine. And then this is your present energies. Oh my God! Divine feminines, you're killing it right now. Stay in those energies, because the higher that you are and the more positive you are with this, the more positive you are with your life and being in completion with yourself, you raise your divine masculine with you. It is really about, showing them what life can be, whether you're in union or not, guys. So fan-frickin-tastic. I am super excited for this, guys. Divine feminines, keep on killing it. You guys are just amazing. You guys are just amazing, and you will keep on being amazing. So let's get into some guidance. Ooh, we have hope. So have this hope for your divine masculines. You can always have hope for your connection if you're like me and not in connection with your divine masculine and they're in a relationship with somebody else. It is 100% okay to hope, but don't bombard them with you have to be with me to be happy. That's not what this journey is about, and it's a very lower manipulative energy. So it is okay to have hope for things in life, and to have hope that your divine masculine will one day get to a point where you guys can come and either even have a conversation or work together or be in a relationship together. But all of that is, again, icing on the cake of life. The journey is about completion within yourself, and you guys are there. So have hope that they will one day be pulled into your 3D world. But until that happens, again, don't do their journey for them. Focus on yourself. So this says, stay positive. The world is behind you. Look up to the light. Beautiful card. Ooh, we have throat chakra, guys. This is something that a lot of divine feminines actually have a hard time with, so I'm super happy to see it. So clear your throat chakra. Also, your heart and your solar plexus chakra will help you stand up for yourself. It says, I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. Again, clear and support your throat chakra, clear and support your heart chakra and your solar plexus chakra, as well as your high heart chakra, to speak your truth, but to speak your truth with love and light. It's what I try and do, even when I get into those times of firmness, of like, you guys gotta move from this energy. I do so with love and light. But yeah, speak up for yourself. And especially with your divine masculine. So have those boundaries. I literally just last night had a 5D vision that my divine masculine brought to me, where he was in such a bad emotional place, and he has issues with abandonment just like I do. We have a lot of similar issues. And he was screaming at me about, like, fine, you don't want to fucking do it my way, then you can leave. And I was just like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with, like, I love you unconditionally, but I'm not going to sit here and be beat up by you because you don't feel good in yourself. I am done being yelled at by you. I love you, but bye. So if you need to have these boundaries with your divine masculine to get them into a space that they're healing themselves, that is 100% okay. Do it with love and light. I was very blunt and very firm with my boundaries, and I used some colorful language, but I didn't hold back. I showed him how much he was hurting me by doing this, and by the end of the conversation, he's like, no, I didn't mean this. I didn't, like, I'm just in bad space. And I still stepped back, and I was like, that's fine, but you need to check yourself before you come back at me again, because I am not going to tolerate this energy being thrown at me, and you using your emotional instability to harm me because you're feeling shitty within yourself. That is very much like an abusive energy. It's a bully energy, and I don't tolerate it in my life from anybody, let alone my divine masculine. Just because I love my divine masculine unconditionally, and just because I feel like he's my divine masculine, my twin flame, does not mean that I need to tolerate that stuff in my life, which is probably why we're not in physical union, because I have very strong boundaries when it comes to him, and it comes to everybody, and I don't let myself be walked all over anymore. So stand up for yourself, with your own ego, with other relationships, but in your twin flame journey, in your soulmate journey, in your soul connection as well, guys, because here's the thing, you don't deserve to have that stuff be thrown at you. I literally, I started, because I felt emotionally shitty when he was doing this to me. I started crying, but I was like, you know what, guys, or you know what, dude, like, I'm just done. I'm not going to tolerate you treating me like this. I don't care if you are emotionally drowning and you're lashing out. This is not okay. This is what a 4-year-old does in a tantrum. It is not what a grown man does. And so and here's the thing, sometimes we have to have those boundaries with our divine masculines, because not everybody has those boundaries with them. My divine masculine is very charismatic in the 3D. He's very, like, a lot of people love him. He has a very good energy in the 3D, but he very much denies his emotions. He denies his true emotions, and he puts on a huge facade of, like, I am, like, the gentlest, greatest masculine there is. And that's fantastic, but he's, like, cutting off his leg and pretending that he's fine when he's not dealing with these emotions, and then they kind of throw up on me. He kind of throws up his emotions on me when we're in that 5D space. And even though we have a great relationship, we have boundaries, and every now and then, and it's not just him, I cross his boundaries too. Like, I kind of get in his face sometimes and push him to heal or to be in my energy when he doesn't want to be, and he puts up his boundaries and tells me to back off too. So it goes both ways, guys. But stand up for yourselves and establish those boundaries if you don't have any, in either in 3D or in 5D. But guys, this will be helpful for both of you, because if you have a bad connection, if you don't have boundaries in a connection, and you have those situations where, like my divine masculine did in his emotional instability, he was yelling at me for things and pushing me away and like trying to trigger me to abandon him. I was like, you know what, fine. I always remind him how much I love him, because I do. I love him unconditionally, but I don't tolerate when he treats me that way, either in the 3D or the 5D, guys. So Spirit guided me to tell you guys that, because Spirit wants you to know that you can have these boundaries too. So don't ever give your power away to somebody else because they're labeled a certain way, whether they're labeled, you label them as a twin flame or soulmate or divine connection. You are worth so much more than that BS. And pretty much that's what I said to my divine masculine last night. I'm worth more than the stuff he brings to me when he's in that kind of devil 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy. So you are too, guys. Stand up for yourselves. I know I'm beating a dead horse right now, but I can't emphasize it enough that you are the most powerful being in your existence, and you deserve more than being treated like crap. We have full moon in Sagittarius. This is look at the bigger picture. So again, guys, this isn't about like you looking at like today in this moment, I'm not in union with them. Today in this moment, they're struggling. Today in this moment, I am looking at these 2 swords and feeling that sense of lack. I'm struggling with the Ace of Pentacles because I'm feeling that sense of lack. Look at the big picture in your life. So here's the thing, guys. Reassess the things that happened in your past and how far you've come, and see that bigger picture from knowing that no matter how far you come, you're gonna go 1,000 times. Your journey is going to be 1,000 times greater in the future. So reassess from where you started. And I can tell you right now, from where I started when I was about 12, and then when I started my unconscious path from around 12, and my conscious path from around 22 to now, where I'm going to be 33 this summer. It's really a fantastic way of looking at things and realizing like, wow, this journey has changed me into such a great person with a lot of wisdom and knowledge and empowerment within myself. And especially like even just looking at boundaries, like, 10 years ago, I was not the type of person that could look at my divine masculine and be like, well, if you're going to push me away, you're going to push me away, and I'm not going to tolerate the way you treat me. Like, 10 years ago, I would have looked at my divine masculine and been like, oh my God, like, what is so broken in me that you can't, that you can't be in union with me. But guys, it's not about being in union, again, with your divine masculine. It's about being in union with yourself. So your divine feminine, divine masculine within yourself, your yin and yang within you. And again, I know this is getting long, but the Spirit brought me in today to tell you guys that I'm struggling with the same stuff. But I'm also an example of you guys can get through that hump. You can hold on to that hope and get through the things that you need to get through to get into completion with yourself. And have boundaries. We have your empowerment card, which is I allow myself to rest whenever I need to. Rest is wildly productive. Guys, when Divine comes in with these energies, within these pieces of knowledge, with the downloads that are coming in with this full moon, and then in a few days with the what's it called? The summer solstice. A lot of things will come to you. How to transmute those into knowledge is going to be rest. We can get all the downloads we want, but if we don't sleep, we can't transmute them into our being. that's, yeah, it's kind of like Uriel. Archangel Uriel takes the divine light of God and transmutes it into something that we can hold in our beings as knowledge. If we get that divine light of God, that is too much for us. So Uriel transmutes it through his being, his or her, depends on the deck you get Uriel cards for Uriel, whether Uriel is a female or male. I see Uriel as male. So Archangel Uriel comes and transmutes that information for us so we can take it into our beings and not be consumed by that divine light of source. It's the same thing. When we sleep, we transmute things because we don't have the conscious mind and the ego blocking it. So rest and relax. I've been called, especially this weekend has been rough for energy. I've been called to nap a lot. So it's okay to do so. It's okay to nap. It's okay to rest instead of doing things over and over again. So we're gonna get into outcome cards and then we'll be done with it, guys. Ooh, okay, so we have the Messenger of Air, which is the Page of Air. This is Messenger of Air. It's also student, and normally these come to me as student cards, but this is a messenger card. 100%. I literally just did a video where I'm like, these pages mostly come in for students for you guys, but this is a message from divine that you guys need to be patient. This is not about union within yourself. This union between divine feminines, this is your possible outcome cards. So divine is saying that you need to be patient because physical union is not yet ready because there's still some things to work out within yourself. But the outcome card is that Emperor card. This is fantastic. So divine masculines, you will be coming into that Emperor status if you do this work on yourself. If you go within and get through those struggles, you'll be that emperor. And the same thing with divine feminines. If you stop worrying about your divine masculine, if you stop being in that lack mentality with your divine masculine, divine feminines, you can stand up for yourself, hold that hope, stand up for yourself, and your divine masculine within you, your yang within you, divine feminines, will have that emperor energy to match your empress energy. So all good cards. Again, this is not about coming into physical union with your counterpart. This is about what you guys need to work on with yourselves right now. But I truly believe that you guys can do it. I'm seeing a lot of hope and happiness leading into the future, and in the future coming into union for some of you with your counterpart. So you could always have that hope because, for some of you, you are meant to come into physical union. Not all of us are, speaking from experience, but I can always hope that maybe one day I will come into union with either my divine counterpart or somebody that spirit has guided to me. So, but one thing I can control and one thing I can do is come into completion with myself every moment of every day. And I have had those deep completion moments, those deep completion days and weeks, but we're only humans. So things throw us out of that balance, things throw us out of that completion, and it's part of our journey to come into completion to a point where we can do it every moment of every day, and we can have that stability every moment of every day. And we'll get there one day. Might not be this moment here and now, but we'll get there one day. So happy full moon, happy summer solstice, guys. I hope this helped a lot of people. If it triggered you, I get it. But sometimes we need to be triggered so that we can move our energies from that stagnant comfort zone into a place where we can help ourselves heal. Again, guys, I'm hoping this helps. I love all of you. You guys have bright futures. It's time to grab a hold of that and to do the work to get there. I will see you guys again here on the channel. If you want to join me for daily, weekly, and tons of extra videos to connection videos, love connection videos, empowerment videos, chakra clearing videos, going deep within and doing that healing, join me on Patreon. I have all that information down on in the description. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys, and I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye.